Hello, this is Enclave Leader, and today I will be showing you the two new creations that are within uh, the new Creation Club. Now, this is the new Creation Club that came out. It's called the Tailor Workshop, which allows you to create skins for your character and settlers. I'm wearing an alien costume, which is here. And I could also turn into a synth if I wanted to. Now this is achievement friendly, which is pretty good. We always like that. Let me change into some. There we go. Perfect. Need that charisma. Well, I don't really need it now, so we'll just. All right, perfect. We're going over three creations. One being the tailor shop, and the other is residence toolbox. Basically, what this does is you will be able to create your own settlers, and um, they are all faction based. Well, most of them are faction based if you have them allied or alive, and you are still aligned with that faction, like the Brotherhood of Steel, the Institute, Railroad, and the Minutemen. Unfortunately, I do not have the Brotherhood of Steel, the Minutemen, or the Institute in this account in this playthrough. So, and the cool thing is you can make them do like animations like hammering walls, wrenching, and like repairs. Those animations where the Brotherhood of Steel does push-ups and so forth. It's outstanding. Hell, they could be held as prisoner. But yeah, there's the guard post animation, which they'll be able to patrol, walk around. You won't even need a guard post. They would have a invisible floor mat you could just place down. Um, yeah, here it is. And for residents, you could actually now build settlers at your camp. Unfortunately, you can't customize them, but you can build them. You can build them, and they'll just walk around, do some tasks, and work as usual. You can't arm them and such and such. But the benefits of this is actually quite fascinating. Not only will you build settlers, the standard settlers, but you could build children, which is honestly quite strange. But honestly, you could probably build a happy family and rebuild the wasteland. Act as the settlers are happy they raised a kid 10, 20 years later, depending on if you beaten the game. Merchants will basically walk around the settlement or be stationary. And you will be able to build the Commonwealth robots. Protectron, Sentry bots, the Annihilators, hell, an army of Assaultrons. And best part is, it doesn't require the Assaultron DLC. And it doesn't conflict with the many robots you build that is fully customizable. Of course, it still would require the Automatron DLC, but with this creation, you won't need it. Now, the Tailor's Toolbox, you'll be able to craft every outfit, even including Maxon's overcoat, without even wanting to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel. This also comes with wigs to change your hairstyle, and give it to sellers, which is very fascinating. And as you can see, I wore the alien costume and the synth costume. There are multiple varieties of the synth variants that you could basically become. Do note that all the check marks here are achievement friendly. Enclave Return and below, those are all mods. And we will be going through Below the Fault as a settlement. So here is the location of Below the Fault. Unfortunately, this settlement is not for the base game for settlers. Now, what helped me get settlers for this location, and it also works with home plate, which I have not yet gotten, and, and the neon flats. It works for neon flats, any player home that is only for the player, him or herself. Now, let me show you. This is the main entrance to the Enclave bunker. You'll see 2 tanks here, and Somerville places over there. Yeah. So let's go to the entrance. There's my companion. Told her to wait outside. Going in. I'll show you the varieties of what you can build, and I'll also show you the settlers I just placed down. Unfortunately, when you build the settlers, you are unable to assign them to the security desk. At least that's not what I checked. I should check the that terminal, this terminal, the Voltec population management system, but we'll get to that in a minute. So far, the tour of this, you have this air vent power system to produce power, but also air within the facility. Decontamination arches here. That's what I built. And this entire place is all powered, so you could place lights without needing to place a power connector. So going down the base, you'll find a password on this dead guy. Unfortunately, the bodies do not despawn. So gunners and enclave corpses, if you want to, you could basically do a lead weapon playthrough, and hopefully you don't have bloody mess. Because honestly, the bodies here, since they don't despawn, you have 2 choices. You could put them in the water, or you could drag them somewhere that is like you're not gonna build. So over here you have the weapons trader, which I built, and you have the option to store them or scrap them. Now they do have the dialogue, but you can't exactly assign them to anything. Now we'll go over that if the Voltec population system works.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Now bartering, she doesn't have that unique loot, but she has I put these guys here because like they will work as some sort of security. So yeah. Over here you have the average dead enclave corpses here. These guys were dead when I got here, but some of them I had to take out. So that's Kate, but as you can see, it says Kate duplicate. So basically, any companion you found in the entire game and is available as a companion, you could build, including the main character. So here's my character, Nate and Nora. We're gonna do Nora. Actually, no, let's do Nate. A clone of me. The fascinating part is when you kill them, they'll have the wedding ring and the shirt. Unfortunately, they're not going to have the stuff you equipped because, you know, the game would glitch. This is the stuff you wore at the beginning of the game. And you would have the wedding ring. You keep farming this and keep getting a lot of caps, as the wedding ring is 250 caps and the weight is 0. But we're not going to do that today. Sorry, Nate. Then you have Nora. Of course, Nora is dead, but depending on how you customize Nora at the beginning stage of the game, she will look like that. So, unfortunately, I didn't do much. Just made her hair jet black. And yes, it counts towards that. So, Kate, 500 caps. Each of these are 500 caps. Deacon is 500 caps. Desdemona, Tinker Tom, Glory, and Gary is basically, uh-oh, what the fuck? It's basically the sole survivor. So, the fascinating part about this is that you can build children, and they'll be labeled as resources. Now, you have the standard settlers, but the good thing about it is that you don't have to assign them to anything because they're already going to be producing food. Now, ghoul residents can be combined with the resident as they're both settlers. Now, here is the children. I will build both. So the problem is with the children, though that there are different varieties, they will always remain uh, in their underwear. And I don't know if this was a bug or if this was intentional, but unfortunately, we cannot build any clothes for them. Which, honestly, they would probably need a fix in a future update. Here is the girl version. Store that. The forge, you could build them. So, let's see. There's different varieties. There's not really a whole lot. That's the standard raider. Gunner. Yeah. Let's see if we can get someone badass. Nope. Come on. Nope. 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 There we go. Oh man, I like this guy first. So, there's the raiders, and you can talk to them. Well, no, they're not really going to say nothing. They just work. But you can kill them and take their loot. Just remember that happiness will go down. So... Oh shit. Yep. Let's see, is the happiness going down? Nope. So yeah, you could loot the corpses, take the loot, free XP at the cost of caps. Same thing with these guys. Take that loot and scrap the corpse. Now these guys will always count as settlers, so keep that in mind. Ghoul residents, you already know, the kids, the forge, the gunners, raiders, triggermen. There are also the vault residents, and you'll be able to have ghouls in your settlement, friendly ghouls. Of course, they'll probably assist in settlement attacks. But in this case, I already built the scientist over here. So medical supplies will require 50 antiseptic. There is no need for any perks. Weapon trader will just require steel, but he has basically nothing. This is the Enclave facility. It's nice, but the problem is if you do not have this creation, which is 100 100 credits on the creation club. Basically, you're going to be living alone with a bunch of dead bodies. That's why I kept them alive. And my character's over encumbered, so please do not mind that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the robots you are able to build are Assaultrons, Mr. Gutsies, Protectrons, all variants of the Protectron, the Miss Nanny, Mr. Gutsy, if I have not said Mr. Gutsy, and Sentry Bots. Unfortunately for the Sentry Bots, I only built one, but I decided to scrap it as simply this is a very small encampment. iBots will look nice, but the problem is I don't want them wandering around that much. Protectrons, the Fire Protectron, Medic, Police, Protectron, Chef, Watcher, Utility, the Nail Gun, and the Clankers, Mr. Gutsy, Miss Nanny, and they all provide defense. Assaultrons, it will always be the Dominator variant. I could use another one. Let me see where to place this one. There we go. Sentry bots, not a wide area yet. So we'll save that for outside the wasteland. But it's perfect because in the Automatron DLC, you could only build 20 customized ones. You could build so many like uncustomized automatrons, but it's not really beneficial to covering your ass across the wasteland. Same with every other customized robot in the Automatron DLC. Now you can't send these guys to a supply line as they're NPC essential to the settlement. Let's see. So we went through power, resources. There are two things that I can't exactly show here, as this will only work with actual sellers based upon the recruitment beacon. Now, you cannot build the recruitment beacon in the settlement. What you see here is the fake distress beacon, which doesn't even work because this is a creation club settlement, not in the vanilla game. I know it says mod, but it's achievement friendly, so you'll be able to do this in the base game without utilizing mods. So you have the animations for each of these, but these could only be assigned by actual settlers. So, in places like Sanctuary. Unfortunately, we won't be going after that today. The Brahmin can be built, packed Brahmin, rat stags, and a cat and a dog. But I don't want to do that here as this is an enclave bunker. Let's see. For defense, now here it is. The floor mat, invisible. Guard mat, when they are in this guard mat, they'll basically have their gun at the ready and they'll guard that spot. You'll also be able to craft gunners, Legion. Now, Legion looks really goofy because he's purple. Oh wait, now he's red. I guess in the light he's red, but it really depends. When I built him in Sanctuary, he looks purple. No, I think you could actually see the purple. It really varies. Sometimes they're using a power fist, board, mainly melee weapons. You might even find a Grognak's axe. There's the Railroad Agent, 100 caps. And they'll have the standard Gauss rifle, which is damn well good. They'll serve as guards. Hold on. Nope. Come on. Okay. And over here, you have the railroad armor. All that will be in the inventory. The gunners won't attack the Minutemen, which is freaking funny. Neither any other settler, which is honestly, I guess it just works. I don't have the Minutemen yet because of the Nuka world. I still have to conquer one last settlement, and I'm debating which one I should go for. I already had my mind up with operators and the pack, as the disciples are well organized. Anyway, back to the creation. Army T60 is the one you see in the beginning stages of Fallout 4 when entering Vault 111. They'll have the standard combat rifle, but sometimes it can really depend. Sometimes it could be a minigun, others is mainly combat rifles. If the power armor gets damaged according to the creation, you have to immediately like just scrap them or store them, and they'll come back and their armor will regen. But their weaponry kind of sucks, as the X1 Sentry, though that is 5,000 caps, he's using a combat shotgun. I use my guys to, and this one's using a pipe pistol, combat rifle, pipe rifle, pipe rifle. When actually shooting them, it's actually the Minutemen utilizing it. Raider power armor. Let's see what they got. Oh, combat rifles. Nice. The way you look at it, you can actually build these guys at the beginning stages of the game, and depending on what caps you got, chances are you're going to have the best set of power armor early on, including an XO1. If you can kill the guy, Witcherized T60, obviously it just looks like the standard T60 with a little bit of rust. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, yes, wigs. So in armor workbench, or sorry, the crafting stations, you'll be able to build the Tailor Workbench. And you'll be able to craft everything from bandanas, surgical masks, stars and stripes bandana, and this one's a new one. Of course, the common clothing is here too, so you don't have to build that contraption for building clothes. You could build it yourself, and here's the requirements. Which suits me just fine, because all I have to do is grind the materials and make the clothing. Even the tattered field jacket I can make. Something that was so rare, you could build it. I showed you guys the alien in the synth Gen 2. The Gen 1s, they look like modern skeletons, but I'll just craft each. And I'm using all my plastic. Here's all the eyewear. And you could build gloves, but depending on what gloves it is, or what outfit it is, it really depends. As gloves don't count as armor, but what I notice is it will work with medium combat armor and sturdy combat armor. Heavy combat armor, not so much. I would have to check, but I don't have that set right now on me. There are ghoul skin gloves, so we'll craft that. And the funny thing is about this, you could craft the airship captain's hat. I know it looks like a sea captain's hat, but when you craft it, it's the Brotherhood of Steel airship captain's hat. So meaning, what that means is you could basically craft Elder Maxon's outfit now without even having to kill him. The Minuteman hat, which goes pretty well. I don't have to save Preston Garvey. I could just keep going to my gameplay. Tricorn hat, perfect. I don't even have to save. I don't even have to get freaking Hancock anymore. The NPC Pip-Boy is basically your standard Pip-Boy you get out of the Vault-Tec Workshop. The only difference is you could give it to your settlers, any one of them that is actual, and customize it. Add the paints of whatever you have. Here's the outfits for each major character in the game. Enclave Colonels, Irma, Jack Cabot, Kellogg's outfits here, which means Maxon's outfits here. It'll be labeled as Maxon's costume, but at least you get something that is a exact replica and copy of the major characters that wear these outfits. Then you have the wigs. I won't go through every one of them, as it's hairstyles you've seen throughout the game. You got even hairstyles from the gunners. So, let's go over the costumes so that you have an understanding what you're getting. Each of these creations is 100 credits for Tailor Workshop and the Tailor Workshop and Residence. So here's the alien costume, and it's only eyewear. So what that means is you could wear all types of combat armor to it, and there it is. You're looking like an alien. Honestly, you won't be able to. Let's see if I have the alien blaster on me. Unfortunately, I do not have the alien blaster. It's in storage because I do not care about it. Of course, you'll be like this. It's not shooting in one hand. Sucks. Here's the Gen 1, which, honestly, creeps me the fuck out. Your metal claws are the hands. And this is what it looks like. For those that theorize the Soul Survivor is a synth, this is your chance to play as a synth. Unfortunately, the eyes don't move. At least that's what I don't see. Here's the Gen 2 Armored. Try to wait till it blinks. Nope, nothing. Here's the Gen 2 Armored Black. This is the X6, not X688. It's one of the legendary boss enemies you'll fight within the Institute. Here is the Mechanical Black, or Mechanical Gen 2. Gen 2 New, which is my favorite. Literally, you could just wear this armor to it, and voila, synth playthrough. Here is Gen 2 Old. Unfortunately, you can't wear this as overall, as it counts as overall, so you can't wear Valentine's costume over it, which sucks. Here's the synth uniform. Now we're going into hold on, can we? Nope, can't equip that. Oh, yes, the Enclave bandana. Forgot about that. And we'll go straight into Legion. So, this is my Enclave armor. Still working on it, as I'm still trying to find legendary power or legendary armor for the left arm. The fatigues, I'm trying to go with the marine
Yes.
wetsuit, but I have to do Far Harbor to do that. The flag, the Enclave bandana. I do like the 76 version for the season. Now to the Legion outfit. This was a very surprising thing to see, but I was like, why is it purple? I mean, it's 100 credits. Maybe they just got the texture wrong, but at least the show doesn't disappoint. I mean, there is some bit of red. I mean, yes, it looks red in the light, but when you go outside, oh, yeah, actually, yeah. It just needs to be red, more red. All of this is ballistic weave capable, except for the Minuteman general costume. Unfortunately for that, that won't be a um that won't be what's the word I'm looking for? That won't be with ballistic weave, unfortunately. Dog costumes. I can't trade with my dogs within Sanctuary, so it would either fit towards the cyborg dog, which I have yet to get, and the dog meat, which is somewhere around Sanctuary, as um, I didn't scrap all the dog houses, so it's hard to find where dog meat is. Let's see, have I not crafted? Oh, signature clothing. Let me go get this. Minuteman General. Maxon's battle coat, which is fascinating. I can only imagine just walking up to the Brotherhood and just say, "What's up, Elder Maxon? I got your battle coat. No need to kill you, man." The Minutemen General costume, which honestly is perfect. I don't even have to do the Minutemen quests. I got the general outfit and it's perfect. Uh, what is it? Minutemen. Oh yeah, the airship captain hat. What I wouldn't give for a Enclave officer cap. One day. Alright, so that's all the creations, but let's see if we can actually put these guys to work. Every power conduit is somewhere around this area, so you can actually just power these on and done. Yep, you can't assign these guys to a job, as they're non-essential. So that concludes this video. Yeah,
Hi, how are you?
let me go get.
Yes?
There we go. So this is Enclave Leader signing off. Hope you like this video. Please do get this creation of the Residence Workshop. It's definitely worth it, as you will be getting more animations for the stuff. I know we haven't gone through the animations for the sellers drinking coffee, the newspaper, or the other ones, as they don't work for these sellers. They work for the vanilla sellers in Sanctuary. So we'll go through that in another episode for a tour of Sanctuary. Until then, God bless the Enclave. God bless America. Y'all have a good night.